Hello, everyone. This is Jack Miller, back with my main man, Todd. Todd, this is the one interview that I really don't want to do. I don't think anyone in America wanted to do, and it's just a national tragedy.
We keep doing it over and over again.
I know.
Though.
Well,
I mean, it's like banging your head against a wall. It's unbelievable.
I don't want to say we're lucky enough. That's a terrible word. I can't think of any other words to introduce Andrew Pollock, who's the father of Meadow Pollock, who is one of the precious young women who were taken from us in the Stoneman Douglas High School. Andrew, you were there? You with us?
I'm here with you.
I
got it.
I don't want to say I appreciate it. I don't know what to say to you other than, we're here to give you a platform. I know you've come out with this 8-point plan, which I think is perfect. I mean, it's a great way to get started and jump through all the nonsense. But maybe if you could just clue America in a little bit, if it's not too painful, and if it is, I understand, on Meadow, just her personality. We all have daughters and sisters, and just tell us a little bit about her, if you would.
Well, first, I'd like just hearing her name kills me, man. I can't even tell you what it does to me when I hear my daughter's name, because it sinks in, reality, that I'm never, ever going to see my kid again now, because this 1958 shot her. So when I hear her name, it kills me. It took her away from me. She was going to graduate. This week's graduation, I got every news media in the continent calling me about graduation. But I'm not going to go to graduation. It'd be too painful for me. Instead, I've been working around the clock. So Meadow was going to go to college in the fall. She was enrolled at Lynn University. She was, I have two boys, two older boys. And, Meadow was the most like I was, grown. She was the toughest out of my three. And I'm not going to be able to see her walk down the aisle or have grandkids with her, it's brutal.
I think it's any person's worst nightmare in life is losing a child. I think anyone will tell you we are so sorry. We honestly we're walking on eggshells here. So please bear with us.
All right, I can take it. I know it's not easy. That's why I went to Texas.
Right.
Because it's not easy to talk to a parent that lost a kid, because there's nothing you could say, there's nothing anyone can do that's going to ease your pain.
Right.
Yeah, the only thing that could ease your pain a little is if someone's in the same shoes of you that you're in, that they feel your same pain. But other than that, there's nothing anyone could say to you or do to you that's going to make you feel better. It's not getting better. Time doesn't heal losing a kid. I could tell you that. Today's as painful as the day I found out they murdered my kid.
Right.
That day, my daughter.
Now, a lot of people and unfortunately it is a lot of people at this point who are in your shoes, they sort of go the gun control route, which is sort of like banging your head against a wall. It seems like there's nothing changing on that front, and you've taken things a little bit differently with your sort of aim at school security and improving safety within the school itself. So why don't you talk a little bit about your class initiative?
Well, I came about it after the shooting, when every media outlet on anywhere you look, they were all discussing gun control. To me, it's really not if someone mentions gun control to myself, that's really it's a deflection of what really needs to be done, and that's make our schools safe right now. That's what we could do now. If someone wants to talk about gun control, it really deflects and it defeats our objective of fixing the schools. Because anyone that's gonna get into a gun control debate, it could take 200 years to figure that out.
Right.
But as a country that we live in, we should be able to get these schools fixed within a month. But it doesn't happen, and our kids are still getting shot, and people are still sending their kids to school where they're not safe. A judge isn't going to go to the courthouse and go to work if there were no metal detectors. No one in this day and age would get on a plane if there were no metal detectors. So, but we continue to send their kids to school where anyone could just walk in with a pistol or a knife or an axe or a pipe bomb and kill the kids. So it's kind of, I don't get it. I'm just trying to do the best I can for the country. I love my country. My daughter's not here. I miss her anything you couldn't imagine. And to me, it's as simple. You need a perimeter. Like in my 8-point plan, you go to americansforclass.org. You could see my 8-point plan. But even if we did a few of those things right away, we could really make our schools a lot safer, like a perimeter, single entry points, and metal detectors. So the kids cannot be safe. I don't care what anyone tells you. Without metal detectors, there's no way to make sure that these kids and teachers are safe in the classrooms.
Do you think it's up to the individual school districts to act as opposed to the federal level? Because it seems to me that the federal level, nothing's going to get done. And the parents and the school board and the teachers, people have to bring it down to their communities to start implementing this. And is that your message?
Well, that's what I'm doing right now in Broward. We have, I live in a crazy county over here. I wish I would never live here if I had a choice again. Living in a PC county where they brought in leniency policies that doesn't hold to this date. It's not changed. The superintendent and school board doesn't see any problems with giving kids five or more chances of misdemeanors per school year of committing crimes, where they could reword any felony and make it into a misdemeanor where there's no accountability with the police department. So what I've learned that from meeting with the president, the vice president, all his cabinet members, senators, I learned over the last few months that the only way to get things done is at a local level, and that's with your PTA and your school board and your superintendent. You have to get involved. You have to see what their ideology is. What kind of behavioral intervention programs they have in your community, and get involved. And if you don't like what's going on, you either got to move or you got to replace the school board. And that's what we're in the process of doing now. There's 4 seats in Broward County coming up, and 4 or 5 seats, and we're looking to change a few of them so we can make a difference in our county. Change out the school board. That's the only thing you can do.
Right. And how about monetarily? I mean, your 8-step plan, have you put a numeric value on what implementing, that whole sort of go sheet would be for an average district? And is there sort of a haves and have-nots around our country where certain school districts just don't have the fiscal capability to implement that?
Well, they're going to have to. The thing is, it's not my expertise, security, but you can't have an open campus. You got to be able to do it, and you got to have metal detectors. And what we're doing in Florida too to cut back, we're actually, some of the counties are going to be hiring veterans that I'm behind. The veterans and retired law enforcement will be going through academies in some of the counties in Florida. They're going to be learning how to work at schools, training for school-specific scenarios, and that's what some of the counties are doing now in Florida. So to save costs, because an SRO is a lot more money when you're going through the regular police department. So that's a way they could save. And what I would recommend is getting a company that's expertise that does this, What's more important than our kids? You know what I mean? You got to find the money.
I was just going to say, I don't believe money's an issue. After 9/11, look at TSA. God knows how much TSA is costing everyone at the airports.
Yeah. I get it. I mean,
it's our kids. To me, it's unbelievable that the country's just letting this happen, and they're just too busy fighting each other, the political parties.
Listen, metal detectors aren't that expensive. You could look. You know what I mean? I've seen them on Amazon. They're like $4,000 or $5,000 for a metal detector. But you can't hold. I never really did the research. It's not my thing. I did the research on what should be implemented. I don't have all the costs, but I don't think metal detectors are that much money. And when it comes to judges and stenographers and people in the courthouse, nobody was scratching their heads where they're going to get the money. After 9/11, they weren't scratching the money. So what's more important? Is a judge's life more important than my daughter's life or your kids or whoever's kids are going to school? The stenographer is more important than a teacher that's going to school. You know, all the financial, all the foreign aid that this country gives out. Listen, we got to find the money. It's us. It's our kids. You know, that it's society that we. You know, how could we fail these children about going to school? There's no reason that a teacher or a student should be worried about going to school that someone's going to shoot them.
I agree.
So we got to find out. You know, we got to find the money wherever it is. We got to find it and make it happen. I don't want to hear there's no money for our kids.
Our people seem to be getting behind you and your what I call practical solutions, ideas, instead, and getting away from this incessant fighting over the right and the left. Are you finding that people are getting behind your ideas?
What's crazy is I'm trying to stay as neutral as possible, you know, because I don't want it political. I want it to be, I don't care what party you're with, if you're a Republican or you're a Democrat, how could you not just want your kids safe, you know? How could we just not come together as one party and say, look, let's figure it out, okay? Let's just get these kids and the teachers safe at school. But there's people out there, mentally challenged people, that actually politicize it and make it into something political, which I don't fall for it. I don't want to hear it. I want the kids and the teachers safe when they go to school. I have my political beliefs, but I don't let it get in the middle of children and teachers. You know, I'm going to do as neutral. I'm going to stay as neutral as I can to be as beneficial as I can for these kids and the teachers out there.
Right.
What can people do, the average Joe or Mary in America? Obviously, they have to go to americansforclass.org. I would suggest also...
Yeah, you guys are getting worse. Your connection is getting worse. Am I coming in clear to you guys?
Yeah, you sound great.
You sound good. I apologize.
Oh, okay. I don't know. You're coming in. It sounds crazy, but I can make you out as long as you could hear me. I think you asked me about americansforclass.org.
Yeah. What can people do? They should.
Okay, so what we're going to do, my goal is to educate and be the voice of a lot of Americans, families out there that, you know, we love our country. That's what American values. Keeping our kids safe. I want to raise money. Possibly we're going to raise money. We'll be able to help veterans with training so we could place them at schools. I plan on going back out to Texas again to help support the families. So I have a lot of things going on right now, and I'm not running for school board, but I'm going to help. I'm with a candidate tonight. I'm actually going to go. I'm supporting and endorsing him. So I'm at a school board meeting. I've been going since about 4 o'clock this morning. I was on Fox and Friends this morning, CNN, had some meetings during the day, and now I'm going to go to the school board meeting because it's really so important to me to change this school board.
Have you slept since the incident in Parkland?
I sleep here and there. I don't need much sleep. I'm a lion. Since they killed my kid, I have the heart of a lion, and I'm not going to quit until, you know, when that happened in Texas, that killed me, man. My heart sunk into my stomach when they shot those. There was 10 more murders in Texas.
Right.
And I take a little responsibility of not getting this out there as important as I feel. I take personal responsibility in a way that we're not getting it done fast enough, and I got to try and work harder to get this 8-point plan in place. Even if we could just do, you know, in Texas they're wanding. I spoke with the governor's office. I think they're at least doing the wanding right now, so that's a start. I think the message is getting out throughout the country where not to just focus on the guns, because that's going to take forever. Let's focus what's going on at the schools, what we could accomplish this month.
Right
now. Well, Andrew, I appreciate you being on the show. I know how busy you are. I don't know what to say to you. I spoke to your lovely wife this afternoon. Again, my lack of words shouldn't be taken as anything of... I just don't know what to say to you guys except we send our love.
God, it's very tough, man. It's hard. People don't know what to say to me ever, you know?
Right.
No one does.
You know, I'm the dead kid's father. It's not that easy, you know?
Do
it's
you?
tough.
I think you're the crusader. I don't think you're the dead kid's father. I think you're the crusader who I think she would be very, I think she is very proud of you. And I think she's giving you, I think she's with you today, giving you the support and
Thanks,
the encouragement you need, because the truth is you're going to save other lives because of your awareness.
That's unbelievable. Right.
Well, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. And if people go to americansforclass.org, I get a lot of the emails. I try and answer a bunch of them myself when I'm driving, or wherever I have a few minutes. I'm always looking at my phone, and I'm sending out emails and responses. We have chapters. I'm helping people in Santa Fe right now. Constantly, they're calling me, asking me for advice. So, and hopefully, I'm going to have a big fundraiser. You guys should get in touch with me. I'm going to be doing something big in Texas for all the families out in Texas also.
Well,
So I want you guys to keep in touch. You get in touch with me through my wife, Julie.
we would love to
I
help.
promise I will, and anything we can do to help, we certainly will. And I don't know what to say except God bless you and your family, and I hope someday that you guys find whatever comfort you can in your daughter's memory and through your terrific actions on behalf of everyone else. And I'm sorry you have to go through this. We're all sorry, obviously.
Yep. If I could get these metal detectors in the schools, I'll feel like I accomplished something. Until these kids have metal detectors, they're not going to be safe. Everything else is just talk. A lot of talk, what's going to be done. But the only way to make sure these kids are safe at the school is to make sure you're going through a metal detector. And they have it at a lot of schools now. It just has to be implemented.
Well, I hope you have the strength to keep going, and I hope your wife has the strength to keep going.
I will.
Keep spreading the word, and thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And everyone go to americasforclass.org and follow Andrew Pollock FL on Twitter. You get all kinds of good information. Andrew, God bless you, and I'm sorry we had to meet under these circumstances.
Yeah, we wish we
guys.
could give you a big hug, but be well.
Thanks.
Be well.
Thank you.
Thanks. Keep in touch, guys.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.